My next guest, Hazzaa Almansoori, is a former military pilot selected for the UAE's human spaceflight program in 2018. The following year, he visited the International Space Station, where he stayed for 8 days. Hazzaa, Astronaut Almansoori, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. As I was just telling you a few minutes ago, I was in the New York General Assembly. I was with the UAE Foreign Minister. We had a big party. You had just gone into space. And I have to say that part of the room, international people, is saying, wow, the UAE is really hitting above its weight. It's an extraordinary thing that you went into space. I start off saying, how do you feel being the first Emirati to be in space?
So first of all, thank you for having me here today. And I think it's an unbelievable journey for me and to present my country and the whole Arab region. This is such a privilege that I had back then, and to be chosen for this mission, it was really a really difficult mission for us to participate on, because we are the first from our region, from our country, and we had to go through a very thorough, difficult training to be ready for our mission. It was 8 days on space with different astronauts and cosmonauts. To explore and to do science and to participate with the whole world in terms of exploring space.
You know, one of the things that we're doing in today's program is we're talking to some young people. We've been doing a series of programs looking at Arab youth and what their aspirations are. And science and space are surprisingly important to many youth out there. How did you get into that track early on? I mean, you're still youthful, but there are other people that are younger, and I'm just interested in how that equation got set for you.
To speak about myself, I'm really coming from a very small village like in Abu Dhabi, south of Abu Dhabi, which is like in the middle of desert. So my childhood was really simple, but I had that chance to look at stars and to dream about going to space. But honestly, back then in the 90s and beginning of 2000, it was really difficult for young youth in our country to dare and to say that I want to be an astronaut, because there were no programs involving in such activities or to participate in any terms of any type of space programs. But we are really fortunate with our leaders. They have really far vision, and they planned for this moment, where they try to give us opportunities and to prepare everything for us. And now we are here. It was really a privilege to be part of this sector, to be part of younger youth, to inspire them and to tell them nothing is impossible. My background is aviator, and I choose that path because my original dream was to go to space. So when I went back in history and see the beginning of spacemen and astronauts, they were all from aviation background. So this is why I chose that path, to be a pilot and to pursue my dream. And I was really prepared in terms of my education and my physical readiness. And the opportunity came with his announcement to Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid when he announced in 2017 about the program. And he said that back then, we are looking to choose 2 astronauts to participate in a space program, and we will choose who is capable to presenting the youth in Arab region. In our country or in our Arab region, it was more than 30 years since we saw anyone from our country go to space. In the 80s, His Highness Prince Sultan bin Salman from Saudi Arabia, he participated with NASA. He flew with them actually back then in a space shuttle, and he inspired us in our region. But since then, nobody flew into space. So it was 30 years of disconnecting and continuing from this programs. So after 30 years, I am fortunate, my colleague Sultan and myself to be part of this program and to continue to inspire the whole region and the next generation. It is a dream comes true for us,
right.
And we are really happy and delightful to continue and pursue this dream.
Hazzaa, let me ask you a personal question. I've talked to many other astronauts. I had the pleasure of interviewing one of America's most famous astronauts, former Senator, the late Senator John Glenn, but also many, many other participants in the U.S. space program. And I asked them, I said, what did you experience that was different from the rest of them? Some of them would talk about seeing Earth from far away. Some of them would talk about a kind of weightlessness. Some would talk about the fact that they were so busy on the space station that people had no idea how constantly working, people were. I just want to ask you personally, to convey what impacted you most from being up there.
I think what's really impacted me most of the thing is looking at Earth from space. It's really very beautiful view from there. And things that I think all the astronauts also agree on, there is no borders between countries. We are flying in a big mothership, which is Earth, taking us all together through space, united us. And at the same time, we are walking together on board the station, despite our background, our beliefs, our colors, walking together as human beings to explore, to discover new things, and to know how we can live in space, not as different countries, but as a human, which is really important.
When just recently we saw the UAE Hope Mars probe go into Mars's orbit. This Thursday coming up, just day after tomorrow, the United States is landing another rover on the planet with lots of technologies from around the world. What do you think we should be looking for in Mars?
So when you are looking at Mars and different missions going there, it's really important to study the red planet, to know how it's ended up like this, with a very thin atmosphere, with this type of environment and this type of weather there, because this eventually maybe will happen here for us on Earth. So it's really important to study Mars from different aspects. And talking about Mars mission and the UAE also participating in that, it's a really big thing for our country. It's a big message to the whole Arab region again and to the whole world that despite our despite that we are a young country like United Arab Emirates, we are celebrating this year our 50th anniversary. We managed to send Hope probe to Mars with successfully entering its orbit now, taking picture, trying to study the atmosphere there from different layers, and to send this all knowledge and studies to the whole scientists, researchers all around the world, which will participate in understanding more how it's ended up like this. So it is a mission of science, of exploration, and there's other also aspect of that it will also provide more information to the whole scientists in the world. Right. And I think also more it will inspire the next generation that there's a chance to be part of that. Definitely Arabs will follow us, different countries will follow us, follow our steps to participate in space programs in future also.
Just finally, Hazzaa, are you going to go up again?
Currently we are training on NASA for future missions. We are preparing for our future missions. Definitely we will be ready for that when we are done from our ASCAM training here at NASA, where we are getting ready to do the whole type of missions, from doing spacewalk to be ready for different type of experiments, to conduct different tasks on board the station. Definitely we will be ready for that when we are finished from this training here, And I'm looking forward again to go back to the station and to be part of amazing group of elite people on board the station who conducted different type of experiments, maintenance, and sending hope messages to the whole world.
Well, Hazzaa Almansoori, the UAE's pioneering first astronaut, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. We wish you luck in your endeavors and really appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.